Hey everybody, how's it going? It's a Daily Shooter, and today's just going to be a quick video. I want to talk to you guys about my recent trip back behind enemy lines to the state of California and what it was like to be unarmed again. This channel is proud to be supported by the USCCA. The U.S. Concealed Carry Association helps responsible Americans like you prepare for what happens before, during, and after an act of lawful self-defense. USCCA members get life-saving education, expert training, plus defense liability insurance. These benefits provide more than 500,000 USCCA members with the peace of mind that they deserve. Plus, a USCCA membership is always risk-free with their 100% money-back, bulletproof guarantee. Membership is truly an investment worth exploring. Click the most important link you might click ever down below and activate your U.S. Concealed Carry Association membership now. So as most of you know who have watched this channel for a while, I was born and raised in the state of California. I lived there for 42 years until it just got so bad and so expensive that I was essentially forced to leave. I have 3 little boys to think about, and I wanted a better life for them. So we made a quick drive, only about 4 hours from where we used to live in LA County, to Las Vegas, Nevada, and that's where I've been for the last 2 years now. Now, one of the first things that I did when I got here, well, first thing I did when I got here was get a driver's license, but after I got my Nevada state driver's license, I got a carry permit. That was on the top of my list because where I lived before in California was LA County, and trying to get a carry permit in LA County is like winning the Mega Millions. It is extremely rare and it does not happen to many people. So again, that was on the top of my priority list once I moved out here, was the ability to defend my family by being able to conceal carry. So I did that. I went through all the steps, all the processes. I was kind of surprised how long it took, but still, now that I have it, I have it. And I've been enjoying it out here. Life is definitely different. Things are more affordable. My family's doing great. The school system, if you ask me, especially where I was from in California, is much better out here. So we're thriving. I'm happy, but I had to go back to California. And you know what happens when you go back to California? You get disarmed. So it was a really eye-opening experience. Even as somebody who lived there, you know, for his whole life, 2 years was enough time here to get me to realize that going back to California was actually more difficult than I expected. So life here in Nevada is definitely different, and that's kind of why it was such a shock to go back to California, because you get used to your freedoms. It's really hard. So that's the thing. In California, even though I lived there for 42 years, I never really had many freedoms, especially when it came to the Second Amendment. So it's really hard to miss something that you didn't have. I knew what I didn't have, and I knew what I was missing, but it's really hard to miss it until you actually have it. So having my rights out here, basically waking up in the morning, putting on my belt and my holster, sliding something in it, keeping something on me personally and something in my vehicle, has become just like putting my wallet in my pocket. It's just something that you do when you wake up and you head out of the house. So it's different, and you get used to that freedom. So as I approached the California border, I actually had to stop, pull over, take it off, unload it, and put it in a locked container and remove the key. And it's at that point that you realize that you're going not only into just a different state, but a completely different mindset. It feels, especially after you've had your freedoms given back to you the way that they should be, it feels like when you go back into California that you're going into a different country. Now, it's the California sign sits in Prim, right? You know, there's a little blue sign that says "Welcome to California." And there's no difference between me stepping on one side to stepping on the other side of that sign. It's the same country. You know, we're all Americans, right? So it's the same country. I am more free here. I take a step 1 foot to my right, and I'm in California. I'm less free. I have more freedoms and more rights, and then I have less freedom and less rights. And so you really experience that when you go back over the border after living there for so long. So again, I had to take it off. I had to put it in a locked container, make sure that it was unloaded, and all that stuff. And I could not access it while I was there. And that is kind of a difficult thing, because you know that at one point I was able to defend myself. I was able to defend my family. I was able to be armed and on an equal playing ground with somebody who meant to do me harm. So in Nevada, obviously, there's still crime, right? We still have crime all the time. If you watch the local news, there's all sorts of stuff that still happens. So, you know, you're still at risk living in Nevada or living in Las Vegas. The difference is that I have the ability to defend myself. You go into California, There's still crime. There's still all the same stuff that you're going to find in any major city or major area, metropolitan area. But your ability to defend yourself or be on the same playing field as those who mean to do you harm is eliminated completely. And it makes you feel stripped. It makes you feel like you're walking around with your hands tied behind your back. Like, you know, if you're walking down the street and somebody comes up to you and means to do you harm, you have your open-handed skills. I always keep a knife on me, so I had a knife on me, but that's it. It is a very strange feeling, and it's a very bad feeling as well. It makes you not want to be there, which is really hard to say because California, even though the stuff that you see on the news about the homeless population and people living under bridges and stuff, and while that's true, California is actually a beautiful state. There are lots of beaches, there's nice, beautiful forests and mountains and lakes and streams and rivers and, you know, beautiful desert areas and sand dunes. And I mean, there is everything in California. So California is a beautiful state, but it's just sad to see where it's come these days. Again, it is like leaving a free country and going into a not so free country. It's definitely eye-opening, and it was something that I was surprised to say this given the fact that I was born and raised there, but it was something I could not wait to leave. Now, one thing did surprise me, and this is something that I kind of already knew, but it's still something that kind of catches you off guard because you're in California. It's, you know, 80% blue, right? All the big cities basically control the voting population of the entire state, but there are a lot of good and patriotic people that are just stuck there. It's hard to move. I can tell you that from experience. Leaving that state, it is difficult. It's expensive. It takes a lot of time, a lot of planning, a lot of travel to find out where you're going to go, and schools and everything else if you have a family. It's difficult, and a lot of people just don't have the means to be able to do that. I sold just about everything I had in order to move here, so I made a big sacrifice to get out of that state. But one thing I found was I always wear Second Amendment related shirts, you know, stuff with maybe a pistol on it or something with ammunition on it or something like this, you know, Spartan Arms, Las Vegas, Nevada, something like that. And I was surprised to see how many people actually commented on my shirts. Oh yeah, man, they would just want to start talking to you about it. You know, it's just that they saw somebody else who thought the same way that they did, but also was speaking out about it by wearing something that openly says, hey, I'm pro Second Amendment. And a lot of people actually did start talking to me about Second Amendment related stuff when I was there, just solely based off of what I was wearing, my hats, my shirts, stuff like that. There's a lot of good people that are stuck there, and it's just sad to see where California has gone. When I crossed back into the state of Nevada, it felt great. I felt like I could breathe again. It feels so constrained in California. I moved back, when I drove back into Nevada, I pulled over again, unlocked the box, brought it out, put on my holster, put it back on me, and I felt, again, I could protect my family. I didn't feel that the entire time I was there. Now, when I was there, it was visiting family. You know, we went to the beach, we had a great time. You know, we ate at the restaurants that were nostalgic for me, stuff that I missed, places that I missed, you know, and it was nice. It was nice in that aspect for sure. It was cool to see all the stuff that, you know, I had really grown to miss while I was out here. And so for that, it was great. But the amount of oppression that is in California right now, it kind of sucks the life out of you while you're there. And I hope that Californians can see what's going on and the piss poor management of the state that's happening right now, and maybe enough people will wake up and see that there needs to be an actual systemic change in California. We're talking about from the top down, things need to change politically. And if they could, I believe that California could come back to its former glory. You know, again, be a more beautiful state, a state that respects people's rights and respects people's freedoms and is able to clean it up. Because, you know, again, like I said before, it's a beautiful state, but it is not only difficult to live there, it's difficult even just to visit. So, you know, my experience was pretty tough. You know, you can have something on your campsite. You can have a weapon on your campsite. You can have a weapon in your hotel. Even if you're visiting, you can have it in your home. You can have it in what's considered your domicile. You can also have it in your vehicle if it's unloaded in a locked container. So I did all of those things. But that was pretty much it. If I'm out walking the streets, it really felt, again, like I was just walking around just waiting for somebody to do something. So anyway, that was my trip to California. Very eye-opening, and glad to be back to freedom. And it just kind of reinvigorates my fight to make sure that things stay free here while still fighting for those people that are in California that are stuck there and dealing with this on a daily basis. They just absolutely do not deserve it. So yeah, we got to fight to keep what's free, and we got to fight to free those people that aren't right now. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.